Photography tip of the day. Today's tip has to do with batteries. What I do is I number all of my batteries. This helps me use them in sequence, allowing me to get the next number in order, guaranteeing me a fresh, fully charged battery. It also allows me to pinpoint a defective battery in the bunch. Mr. Camera Junkie's tip of the day. Welcome one and all to yet another live stream. My name's Lewis, also known as Mr. Camera Junkie, where I remind you to upgrade your skills before your gear. Thank you for hanging out with me. Welcome once again. Today is Saturday, June the 12th. As always, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me. Today we're going to be discussing my audio setup, or like my audio journey, and how maybe this can help you avoid some little pit stops when or potholes along the way in your audio journey. So real quick, let's just check with the chat. Okay, we have Jake in the house. And Nano's here, Tech for Your Needs. How you doing, guys? Welcome to the live stream. Okay, well, I'm gonna get right into it. First thing that I started with audio was me trying to get better audio for my business videos. So I really wasn't that in tune with video, being a photographer and more of a photographer side. So the first microphone that I ended up picking up was a cheap $5 microphone. I still have all the microphones, so I'm going to be displaying them. Emerald is the brand. There we are. It is a, what is it, a 10 and a 0 decibel boost. Let me see if we can get that information on there. It uses a CR2032 battery, one of those round type batteries on the back, but it is powered. Let's see if we can get it. So you can see, yep, it is powered. So powered microphones have advantages and disadvantages. We'll get into that. But what I actually was doing was I was picking up a generic, it was a macro light, a LED macro light. I'm sorry guys, I'm hearing something strange in my ear, so I don't know if you guys are, how's the audio? Let me know if the audio is good, because it's sounding really weird in my headphones. So if it's sounding weird here and it's okay with you guys, I'm fine with that. But just let me know if you guys are hearing some static and feedback on, when it comes to the audio right now. Give me a thumbs up in the chat, Jake or Nano, if you guys can. There's a sizzle, right? That's what I'm hearing, and I don't know where it's coming from right now. Hello? There we go. Okay, that was the sizzle. Took care of that. All right, much better. Thank you guys. All right, now that I can get back to it, because that was really distracting. I don't know how you guys heard it, but in my ear, that was just, it was totally messing me up. Okay, I picked up this microphone because I was actually on OfferUp, which is one of my favorite applications, and I was picking up a macro light. Like, it's like a ring light that goes directly on top or in front of your lens. It sits right on top there. You can use it as a flash. I used it as a continuous light. It's an LED macro light, so it allows me to like amplify a massive amount of light right onto the subject that I'm about to shoot. And that's something that you need when you're doing macro photography. But when I searched the other items that this person that I was going to buy the macro light from, they were selling this microphone for like $15, and I lowballed them. I told them, I was like, listen, I'm paying $15 for the light, would you let it go for $5? And she was like, no, because it's a mic. I was like, okay, no biggie, because I was not in the market for a microphone at that moment. But when I actually showed up to pick up the macro light, she asked me again. She's like, do you want it for $5? I was like, $5, I'll take it. So I ended up giving her a 20 spot, and I picked up the macro lens with this microphone. But this was the microphone that I had that was better audio than what I had like normally in any of my Canon cameras that I was using at the time. So let me just say hello to a couple of people that I see stop by. Charles is in here and Sammy Superstars in the house. How you doing, Sammy? Okay, so now when I actually started to try to create videos better for my business, this was before MrCameraJunkie was even a thought. I picked this up and I started using this microphone on top of my camera. It was better, obviously, than the audio that I was utilizing directly from that camera, but it still wasn't good enough and I didn't know better. So for $5, it was something that I started, but it was what started getting me to pay attention to audio a little bit better. So now when I wanted to upgrade, because I really didn't like all that much the quality that I was getting from a $5 microphone, and it's not that it was just $5, because even at $15 it just wasn't the best quality microphone. The next thing that I was researching when I was falling into the rabbit hole of audio, or with microphones, I was told that maybe a lavalier microphone would be a little bit better. So I picked up an inexpensive lavalier microphone that this one is Slint brand. I think I paid like $20 or $30 for two of them because two of them came in the kit. Standard little lavalier microphones. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. And even though they worked, I didn't like the audio that it was picking up. I was more used to a shotgun type of microphone, something that was more direct and it would pick up ambient sound, but I was the loudest sound that the camera was picking up. This picked up everything, and at the time, me doing repairs from my vehicle, because that's the videos that I was shooting, this would pick up every noise from the car or the road. So when I was trying to, I guess, be like vlog some information there, or pass over some information about my repairs, this was picking up so much road noise, and I didn't like the audio that I was getting to be used with the lavalier microphone. So I was still on the hunt for another microphone, and that's when I really started looking into it. I thought that maybe I would get a wind like a dead cat for this $5 microphone, and maybe that would help out with my wind situations, because I think that was the biggest issue that I had, which is this little pop filter wind deflector is not really good, especially for wind outdoors. So when I started looking for a replacement wind or dead cat for that microphone, they were running like $30 to $40 just for the dead cat for such a small microphone. And I'm like, why am I going to invest $30, $40 even on a microphone, which even if I blocked out the wind, I really didn't like the quality that I was getting from it. So I ended up purchasing this microphone, and believe it or not, it worked out very well for me. The next level up was the Rode Video Micro, and as you can see, I still have it with the dead cat installed. But the Rode Video Micro is a $60 microphone. I believe I got it at Best Buy for $60. It comes with its Ryco shock mount, connection cable, and the wind muff, or the dead cat, for $60. So I was like, why would I invest $40 on just one piece when this comes with it? And if I wanted to use it on that one, I could, and I get a microphone to see if it actually worked better. And it did. This combination worked very well. I didn't go with the Pro series because I had already learned my lesson with this Emerald being a powered microphone. And let me see, we turn it on, we see that little light. When it goes dead, it goes red. And it happened to me that I went to go record and I had forgot to shut off that battery the day before, and when I went to go use the microphone the next day, I had no audio. And once you experience that, I don't know, I was like, I never want to use microphones that deal with their own batteries unless they're rechargeable, but I never picked one up. I grabbed this Rode Video Micro because of that reason more than anything. The fact that I could have just left it on my camera, and it works when I turn on the camera, and when I turn off the camera, it's not requiring any batteries or anything like that. Plus the dead cat wind protector, I was like, this is kind of a no-brainer. So I picked up this microphone, and it was very good for me with my Canon cameras. And you know, that's actually, like, if you're looking for a cheap alternative, I would definitely recommend this microphone. People use it boomed, and they like the results that they get from it just the same way. One thing that I am gonna mention, which is something that is part of my audio journey, which is more when I got into the YouTube side, which was editing audio just as much as video, if not as important. But let me just see that I make sure that I'm going through all the next steps. Okay, yeah, so I was okay with that audio, but I was always looking to, you know, level up my audio game. One thing that I came across, which I had mentioned in a previous live stream, which was my next upgrade when it came to the audio. I was okay with the Rode Video Micro, but an extremely good deal crossed my path on OfferUp, and I was able to pick up my let me get this right, my XLR A1M unit with the ECM X1L or XM1. Look at so many TLAs, so many three-letter acronyms. Okay, which is this little guy right here. Let's see if we can get a good shot of that. This is a dual XLR connection. It has that multimedia interface connector. So that's the multimedia, as you can see all the pins that are there. This connects directly into the multi-interface hot shoe on my Sony cameras, and with that it takes power directly from the camera and gives you dual XLR microphones with this shotgun microphone. And this was hands down the best microphone that I had. So right away I started using it for all of my pre-recorded content on my YouTube channel, and it gave me much better audio because, let me see if I can get it in here. I'm gonna flip open the flap. It gives me complete control over my audio settings. I can record to both channels at the same time, and while doing that I actually put one at 20 decibels lower so that it didn't peak. It gave me a lot of precise control over my audio for my pre-recorded content. So this is what I was using, but my audio still wasn't the best. And it kind of came full circle when I actually moved away from pre-recorded content and started going more towards live streaming content, which is what we're doing now. So okay, let me just make sure, because this has been quite a journey. I wrote this thing down just so that I can keep track, because I didn't want to miss any steps. Now that I actually started live streaming and I wanted to actually get better content, was when I came across from Doc Rock, which I have mentioned before here. I mentioned him last week, and Doc Rock gave me a tidbit which now I'm going to share with you. If you are using or doing pre-recorded content, I highly recommend using Alphonic. Alphonic is a audio processing program that's completely free. It gives you 2 hours of audio processing, something that you would find similar to like Adobe Audition. It's a full powered audio leveler, and they give you 2 hours of audio processing for free every month, which is more than most of us create content. So what you would do is that once you're done with your edited video, before you just render it out, you would render just the audio version of it and pull that out as a separate file. Go to the website, let it process and level out all of your audio, and then it will then produce the like mastered file. Once you have that file, you throw that right back into your editor and you mix that with your original footage, and you will notice the vast difference. One thing that it asks you is to your output level, and I recommend 16 LUFS, which is loudness under full scale, I believe, which, like I said, here we go again with 3-letter acronyms. But Alphonic was a game changer for me with my pre-recorded content. Right away, once I started using Alphonic with my audio files and started editing my audio just as much as I would edit my video, that's where I saw a big difference in the views in my videos and how it was coming across. Because once you eliminate that being an issue, then they're able to just receive the message when you see the video, because that's not something that's going to be bothering the viewer while they're watching your content. So Alphonic definitely was a game changer, and I highly recommend that for anyone who's making pre-recorded content. Okay, I need to hydrate. Okay, if you like what you're seeing, I always forget to do this, but hit the like button, and yeah, hit the like button. Maybe share it if you have the opportunity to do it, so that way we can let more people know about the live stream and get more people here to join in the conversation. Oh, let me just say what's up to a couple of people here. I see Rob and Peter are here. Welcome. And Sly is also here. Great. All right, I'm gonna need to get to these chats. Oh man. And Scott Rogers, how you doing, Scott? Welcome. Okay, back to the live stream. Okay, this is where I came to the difference. I was very happy with my production with Alphonic to the moment, and I still use it today. Like I said, highly recommend. But when it came to live stream audio, it was completely different. And when I jumped into live streaming, I just wanted to see what can be done, and I wasn't really too worried about what was gonna happen. And when I first went on to the live stream, I used the Zoom H5. So I also have that here. Yep. Because I did not have a way to pull out the XLR from the cameras out onto the live stream at that moment. The first time that I connected my camera was via USB, and I needed to get audio. So what I did was I just straight connected my Zoom H5, which I have here, and right there on the side you see the line out and the headphone jack. Well, I used the line out, which is just a standard line, regulated feed, and I threw that out, controlled everything via the H5 itself. So that was my microphone. I put it on this same scissor arm, and I went live with for the first time, and slowly but surely, upgrading the little bits of my audio along the way on my live stream. The next thing that actually happened was that I wanted to add my mixing of sounds and sound effects to the live stream. So even though I had the Zoom and I had the camera going, I wanted to be able to add the air horns and the bombs and the explosions and all that stuff to the live stream, and I was only using one connection input to the back of the computer. So with that, what my next purchase was an audio mixer, and I got a $50 audio mixer here. It's a 4-channel, which allowed me to throw the microphone, the Zoom microphone, into the first channel and control it, have the sound effects in the second channel, and the music that we're listening to on the third channel. Now that I was using it that way, the benefit of having the mixer here was that it now had XLR power. But because I was happy with my setup, you know how they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I hadn't really changed anything. I just added everything to the mixer and now just had one signal going out to you, and that was working out fine until one day. I don't know if some of you were probably here on the live stream. One day I was messing around talking about the Zoom H5 and how I was using that for my microphone, that I disconnected the top and it shut off the connection, and when I went to put it back on, we weren't getting any audio, and I thought for a while that I fried my Zoom H5 and I needed to get a new microphone. So in a moment of Mr. Fix It here and trying to fix the audio on the fly, I grabbed the XLR microphone and I took it off of this Sony and I just connected it, hit power on the XLR, which is an option that I had now, and then we had audio via XLR. And once I realized, I was like, you know what, I don't have to put batteries into the H5 anymore, and I'm gonna be able to use this XLR microphone. I'm gonna continue to use this XLR microphone, and that was okay, as the next step, because it made it a little bit more convenient. The fact that it was one step less that I had to take in my preparation for the live stream. But it being such a sensitive microphone, it was picking up all the noise in my here in this office, like I call it, my studio office. And anything like whether it was the desk, whether it was Aiden, anything, this microphone was picking it up. I was asking around to see what would be best to try to normalize that microphone, until I was informed that that microphone would always pick up everything because that's what it was designed to do. And I'm like, okay, so if that's where we're at, I once again was still on the hunt for a new microphone. And I was going to buy, like $100 microphone. For those of you who know Tom Buck, Tom Buck has got an awesome channel. He recommends the pod mic, and I was gonna buy the $100 pod mic, and I was in the process of just saving up to make that be my next purchase. That's when I once again was on OfferUp and ran across the microphone that you see now, which is this is a Samsung MTR 101 condenser studio microphone, and this is a $120 microphone today if you want to pick one up. But I was lucky enough to find it on the used market, basically brand new in a box, hadn't been used. I think it came out in 2013. So it's not even a decade old. It sounds great, and I grabbed it for $20. I picked it up for $20 because I said, hey, let's give it a shot and see what it sounds like, because it's only $20. It's not like it was gonna impede me from purchasing the pod mic if that was something that I was really going to do. But I gave it its chance, and I've been extremely happy with this microphone. It's giving me a very clean signal, and I sound like what I would sound like in person. It's got a very flat response when it comes to the frequency response on the microphone, and ever since I've got it, I've been super happy. On top of, I like the way that it looked aesthetically. That's why I said, you know what, let me try to grab this microphone, because I like the way it looks. I'm just even happier that I was able to grab it for $20. And that's where I'm at right now, you know. Besides falling down the rabbit hole of XLR and condenser microphones, and finding so many great YouTube channels, which I am now subscribed to, that have taught me about sound frequencies, microphones, and so on and so forth. That's where I'm at right now. It will change in the future. That's why I mentioned the rabbit hole, because I have not gotten my hands on a dynamic microphone. Which one I'm gonna get my hands on, we'll see. But it's something that I definitely want to try out, because that's also better for noise rejection when it comes to live streams and things like that. So, okay, that is pretty much it. Let me see. Yeah, that was quite a journey when it comes to my audio. But one thing that I also do want to iterate is the difference between pre-recorded and live. There's a lot more tweaking, and that's why even at the beginning of this live stream we were hearing a hiss, and I needed to just constantly monitor what's going out on the live stream, because it's live and everything needs to be done like analog right here, and that's at least the way I prefer it for the time being. But if you are doing pre-recorded content, once again I tell you, look into Alphonic. It's a real game changer. It will really help you for your content. And Sly is here. You were mentioning about audio. Definitely look into Alphonic, because, you know, mentioning that from before, I believe you were having an issue with a video or two that you were only getting audio from one channel. If you were editing your audio, even if that were something to be happening through Alphonic, you can actually take the file that you're rendering and like export it from Alphonic in mono, so that it combines both tracks and then places it on both sides, so that you get an equal audio on left and right on any audio track. So I think another tip of the day will be Alphonic, because once I was privy to that website and that service, I've been using it consistently, and I recommend it to everyone. And if you really do like it, and you're can't even get out, and you're processing more than 2 hours, you can buy extra credits. I wouldn't think that they're that expensive, and some of them you can buy them on, like, they're timeless, so that you can just have them until you use them. So Alphonic, once again, a great program. Okay, wow. All right, let's start at the top. We have Jake. Okay, why is that coming in behind? That shouldn't be behind the sticker. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did the update for Ecamm, and I wish I had it. Everything went screwy, and I've been trying to fix it for a couple of days now. But like, it changed all the names. I think I'm gonna have to just scratch it all over again and redo the whole setup just to make sure that everything's straight. Okay, so now we're on top. Okay, Nano's here saying hello folks, nice tunes, thanks. This is my own Epidemic soundtrack playlist, and I think I can share the playlist, so if you guys are interested. Because one thing that I think Epidemic Sound allows you to do is just listen to the music even without an account, which is pretty cool, so that you can actually hear what music they have available before you even decide to do a month trial or actually start paying for the service, which is another service that I also recommend. It says, my name is Lewis, also known as Tech for Your Needs. That's right. Jake's saying 2 Lewises. Yep. So everyone say hi to Nano if you haven't. This is another Lewis or Luis, and his nickname is Nano. So that's how we're kind of telling him apart. I'm MrCameraJunkie and he's Nano. Okay, you see? It said, how long ago did I get my first mic? Ooh, that would be probably like 4 years ago. 4 years ago was when I grabbed that first $5 microphone, just off the whim. It says there's a sizzle. You see, that's the sizzle that I was talking about, but we fixed it. It says seems like a little on the loud side. And then he says, boom, you got it. Okay, so there we go. Okay, Charles is saying hi. There's a hum. Hum is gone. Okay, there's a little static. Now it's gone. Okay, we're getting everything. Sammy's in the house saying hi to me. Jake is saying hi to Charles and Sammy. Sammy's saying, wow, that's a cool story. Randall's in the house saying hi to everyone. Saying hi to Randy. Everybody's saying hi to everyone. We have Sly saying hi to all the Camera Junkie crew. This is so awesome. I can't tell you, you guys see me with a smile, like just the fact that everybody knows each other and everybody just gets along so well it makes my Saturdays. And I'm gonna tell you, trying to get everything ready and my experience leaving the house and dealing with people out there for a couple of hours before the live stream, I'm telling you, it's extenuating. It was so exhausting. I feel like I wasted like 2 hours of my life just trying to cope with what's going on outside. But I digress. I'm not gonna go there. Thanks for letting me vent just a little bit. Okay, so Charles is saying hi to me and to Sly. Oh, look at, he's saying will sing. I don't sing. Well, I do, and I'm gonna be clear to you guys. I sing to one person, that's Aiden, because he doesn't, like, I don't know, he can't tell me if he likes it or dislikes it. But my love for my son makes me sing, so I sing to him all the time. So you see, Slide's got my back. Says, LOL, Lewis doesn't sing. You see, he just smiles real big. I can't stop, right? Peter's here saying hi, thumbs up. It's a great show. Love you. And hello to Aiden. Okay. So Charles says, I thought I was teaching him the ropes. Rob, you know what, Rob? I just want to say thanks for stopping by. I think I brought you mentally because I was thinking about you. I think it was earlier today, but it could have been yesterday. I was like, you know what? I haven't seen Rob in a while. And I wasn't worried. I know you're doing great, you know, but it was just like, I missed having you here on the stream. So I appreciate you stopping by. I'm glad to see that, you know, that everything's good here. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've taken a liking to Clubhouse, and that could be your venue, like that could be your thing. And I if it is, more power to you, man. Like, because if one thing about, you know, you was, I think, was getting in front of a camera, and Clubhouse you don't have to, so I think it might be right up your alley. But let me know if I'm wrong. All right, let me skip this. It says, look who showed up, talk about the devil. It says, watch it, Charles, I'll do surgery on you. Okay, so Charles is asking, how's the cooking coming along? Rob is saying the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, and might use my Rode Video Micro on my next outing. Though, what does it say? Though on sound differences, I love the Pro. However, it's just so darn big on my A6100 in the theme park setting. Yes, it is a big microphone, and that's one thing that I actually liked about the. But I think it was mostly the battery life. With the bad experience that I had already dealt with, batteries dying on that little $5 microphone, I was like, I'm spending so much money on batteries that within a month or two I could have spent the amount on batteries that I could have for that microphone, the Rode Video Micro. So I just picked it up. It was kind of like a no-brainer. Imagine if I was still using that $5 microphone. I'd be so deep in batteries. I made freaking awesome bread today. Took a loaf with me tonight to my brother's house. It was all gone in 15 minutes. That's awesome. I gotta try it, and I know you're local, so I'm gonna have to arrange something, and I'll just go stop by and pick it up. He says it was a success. Jake's saying nice homemade bread. House smells wonderful today, like Christmas. Jake's laughing. There we go. Says that would be awesome for breakfast at Universal Studios. I'm on vacation at Lowe's Sapphire Resort at Universal. I used to go to the Disney because I had the Disney year-long passes, even though I also had them for Universal. But I used to take advantage of the Disney resorts more than anything. I think it was because of the bus system, because that's one thing that I can honestly tell you is worth everything for if you're going into a Disney vacation in Orlando, to just stay at a resort, because once you park there at the hotel, because you're checking in, you don't have to move your car ever again until you leave. Oh, so cool. Like the Disney bus transit system is more complex than Orlando's like public transit system. It's that like intricate, but you have options to be moving around without a vehicle and moving from park to park a lot faster using those bus transits than you do any other method, in my opinion, with Disney. Like, hands down, I would take a bus from the hotel to whichever theme park I wanted, just to start off the day. And because we had the park hopper passes, we'd be jumping on these buses from park to park, back to the hotel to hang out, and then back to the parks, and it was just so convenient. And then to top off the end of the night, we would leave the park and go to downtown Disney, hang out there for a while, and then head back to the hotel. Really taking advantage of the most of those vacations. Lots of fun. Scott Rogers is saying hello to everyone. Okay, says cool, Charles. I hope you have a great time. He says, I sure am dressed up like a minion today. You need to take a picture of that, Charles. I would love to see you dressed up as a minion. Oh, he says I will post a video tomorrow. Actually, it's on YouTube, scheduled to go live tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'm gonna definitely check that one out. Says, keep your videos coming, dude. You do a great job. Oh, Joey's here. A simple audio mixer with or without USB interface can be had for about $130. Yamaha is a good bet. Yeah, and the one that I bought was a $50 or $60 mixer. It's a USB. I do have the music that we're listening to right now playing off of a USB dongle plugged directly into it, so it will never stop. It's not based on the internet, so that's really cool. But even though it's inexpensive, I wouldn't recommend it for one thing where it failed. It failed on my left ear channel coming out, so that's why you only hear it plugged. Like, I only have one ear plugged in, but it's actually the right channel, and I had to switch the cords to go into my left ear so that it could be comfortable in my left ear. But the right channel is the only one that's actually working out now. Going out to you, those channels are fine, but it has to do with my headphone jack. What I'm listening to, I hear static and distortion and like real bad audio coming in from the left channel, which was the one that I would always use to monitor the stream. So for that being said, the fact that it died and I thought it was my headphones, but then once I put my big headphones on, I realized that my left was also bad and that it was the mixer itself that wasn't giving that signal. It's really hard for me to recommend anything, because if you just hold off a little bit more, you know, and and you get a Yamaha for $130, absolutely worth it, because I know that the Yamaha will not fail you. Like, you'll buy it once and done. This one is for the time being, and the reason why I haven't replaced it is because it's still working. That's it. I'm able to get the audio into the right ear, into my left ear from the right side, but the correct channel. And my neighbors are making some noise, so I don't know if you guys heard that, but they seem to be having fun. And and yeah, so I wouldn't recommend this. I would highly recommend a Pile, a Yamaha, or anything name brand, even the smaller size 4-channel. It will probably do you a lot better, because it won't give you simple little connection issues like losing a channel on your headphones. Says YouTube, I love the Instapot slide donated to you. They're awesome. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's great. So you have an Instapot now, Peter. That's great. Dr. Elo's in the house. What's up, bro? I think 4 XLR channels is worth it. Bigger if you really need, but 4 is good. I have no idea what's going on in my neighbors. But we continue. Okay, maybe Sly will make another skit of Uncle G eating one of your recipes. Okay, I didn't see the first one. I totally remember the night the Zoom mic went bonkers. You adapted amazingly. Yeah, that was a very interesting night. There was one night that it's still the biggest like faux pas on my live streams, which is I think we spent like 45 minutes trying to fix my microphone audio, because I spent like the first 10 minutes talking without realizing it was bad. And then when we did, we tried to troubleshoot, and it was only until Peter got back on and told me just erase everything audio on the fly and just build a new one on OBS. And we did it live on the stream and got it going. I think we stayed on for like over an hour after that fact, but it was like a good 45 minutes to 15 minutes on the live stream with no microphone, and you guys are just so awesome, just hanging out and trying to like give me ideas of what it could possibly be. Oh man, that's stuff that it's just something that I will never forget. It says 20. Yep, $20. Awesome score. Now let me show it to you guys, because this is another thing. I absolutely, you know, it's fancy, you know. So let me show you the. Oh, it's got such a nice shock mount. It's got this retro vintage look, like what is it, like steampunk? Oh, absolutely love this microphone. And for the price, you can't beat it, because now what it does is it gives me options. So instead of, you know, getting the next best thing, you know, I can probably hold off and see if I can save for an even better microphone, because this one's really doing everything. It's got to be a really good microphone to, you know, take the place of this one. Mario is here. What's up, Mario? Saying hi to me and to everyone. Says, hope Maybelline doesn't get jealous of Sly's present to you. He says Maybelline. I think that was a typo. I think he was just trying to write Mabel, because that was the name that has hit me. It's Mabel with Peter. I think Mabel will be fine. Jay said that's a killer deal. I guess we're still talking about my microphone. Condenser unless monitors are an issue. Maybe try to mic one of your voice and one to the room for ambient blend together. I gotta check it out. But oh, that was something else that I wanted to mention. You just reminded me, which was one thing that I did say was I got the lavalier microphones. And the lavalier microphones, I attempted and I did everything with the audio before I was aware of Alphonic. So I do want to try how that would sound now that I use Alphonic to, you know, level and to like master my audio, because it has noise reduction, it has like all the features that you could want to fix your audio. So if you are using a like more inexpensive lavalier microphone, you might have the ability to, you know, use that for pre-recorded content if you start editing your audio with Alphonic. It could actually work, you know, because I wasn't aware of that, and if I was aware of Alphonic when I was using the lavalier, I might still be using it. You never know. Says, haha, same here. I went back to the old version. You can go to the old version. Will I have to uninstall completely, or will I be able to like do a backwards like update to the program? Let me know. Okay, haven't heard much about Mabel lately. There we go. I guess I got it right. We were talking about Mabel. Another great audio program which has been here for centuries is Audacity. It works for Windows, Macs, and Linux, has more power than the software you mentioned, and is totally free. But I agree with you completely. But the one disclaimer, Charles, is that it's got a much bigger learning curve, because you need to learn how to do the program. It's not just like a one-click set it and forget it, which Alphonic is. You know, you just set it to the correct LUFS that you want. You either have noise reduction, or if you don't have noise in the ambient, don't put the noise reduction and just, you know, let it level out the audio, and that way it will actually like match, like if your audios are jumping between your intros and outros because they're separate audio files, it will level everything and master it all in one shot, one click, and all you have to do is wait. Comparative, because I agree, but even with Audacity, with Adobe Audition, all of these programs that can do what you're saying and have more power, there's for Mac there's a free program that you can use for audio editing called Reaper, which a lot of people tend to like even more than Audacity, which is also free, but there's a learning curve. So that's where the difference is. If you're just looking to, if you're new into the content creation and you're trying to get better audio, once again, highly recommend Alphonic, because it's a lot of what you need and none of what you don't. Hydration. Side note, you know things are bad when you go to Dunkin' Donuts and they can't give you coffee. That was the experience that I had before the live stream. Not that I really like Dunkin' Donuts coffee as my favorite, but just to get coffee, just to get some good caffeine, I had to resort to picking up something at a gas station. But I digress. Okay, says Lewis, I will check out Alphonic for sure. Peter fixed the microphone issue and it was less than 30 seconds. It wasn't plugged in all the way. Yeah, but when it comes to like leveling all of your audio, and I'll tell you, you'll notice the difference from the file that you put in to what you put out. Alphonic, it's been so good, and I recommend it just because of how easy it is. You know, sometimes, like, okay, I have Photoshop, I have Luminar, I have a lot of different photo editing programs as a photographer. Right now, I've been using Canva Pro, a web-based program that most people will be like, oh, that's like child's play compared to the other programs, and I would agree, you know. But right now, the convenience factor of just one click on so many things is through the roof. For example, today's thumbnail, I wanted to get another picture of me like pointing and going, hey, you know. So what I do, I grab my cell phone, snap the picture of me doing that, hey, YouTuber, you know, like pointing finger thing, right? And I'm pointing, I snap the picture, send it to Canva, cut out the background like that, and then have it right back on my phone and just use it as the thumbnail, throw some fonts and some letters, and now you got me cut out going, hey, check out audio issues on the thumbnail. And that took no time, and that's where I say sometimes, well, time is a convenience factor. So if you have the time to dedicate to a much broader audio program, yeah, more power to you. Just like any editing program, you know, if these are skills that you can learn, and that's why I always say upgrade your skills before your gear. But Alphonic is a cheat code. Says, I agree on Epidemic. I tend to toggle on and off as needed to get, I can still browse the catalog so I can prepare for my next post, then reactivate as needed. I didn't think about it like that, because right now what, like, I pretty much listen to Epidemic Sound as like my audio platform. So if I hear something new and something that I like, I'm just boom, it's right there. Plus I'm doing a live stream every week, so yeah, I don't want any problems with my live stream either. Scott says Audacity is amazing. It is, but like I said, it's just a learning curve. Did you use Alphonic for the first time you did my last eCam video and it made my breaths too prominent? Probably user error. Oh, okay, so it says I did use Alphonic on my first time on my last video. So for the first time he used it on his last video, on an eCam video, and it made his breaths too prominent. Probably user error. I would tell you, if you hit noise reduction, it's probably where the issue comes in, because the noise reduction will try to reduce noise, but if you're giving Alphonic a file that's edited for your video, you most likely have cut out all of the dead space area to actually give Alphonic the level room noise that it needs to recognize this is room tone and what is or isn't noise. So if you are using Alphonic, I recommend that when you finish your video, you usually have like a 5, maybe a 10-second runoff while you're hitting like the record button, you know, while you're just waiting to finish what you said and hit the record button to finalize that video clip. When you're editing your file and you're going to render the audio, pull that out on your, NLE, and in your editor, give that file with that extra 5 to 10 seconds of room tone to Alphonic, so that it knows what you are comparative to what the baseline of your room noise is. And like I said, if you don't have blaring noise that you need to remove, don't use noise reduction. And I could tell you that that's the winning formula for Alphonic. So then when you import the file back into your editor and you have it there, then you just cut off the excess like you would normally, but already with the mastered audio file, because you gave it that extra 5 to 10 seconds of room tone. Excuse me. Okay. Yes, and it's very powerful. The best part about it is that it's free and has a ton of support. Scott agrees. Peter saying to Joey, you're spot on. I want to get the Shure 55S because it's like I like the look of it, and I use the lav mic for the majority of my sound. Professor Nez is sneezing on my stream. Yes. How you doing, Nez? So awesome to have you here, bro. That is the best. Okay. Scott, I love using Audacity too. I use it for all my edited work. Professor Nez is saying, how's everyone doing tonight? We're doing good, man, and I hope you're doing the same. We're just hanging out here. We're talking audio, so if you have any questions, leave them in the chat and I'm gonna get to them. Oh man, I'm backed up. It says, is that a new avatar I see? You look so young. I have some new microphones. When you're doing live sound, it's mostly dynamic mics, guitars, amps, snare drums, dynamics. My teaching studio, dynamic, better separation. My XLR lapel mic sadly sits unused. But you see, like I said, I'm still gonna need to scratch my itch when it comes to dynamics, because I also think that a dynamic mic would be ideal for the live stream, just for that, you know, that final tweak of being able. They usually tend to be darker, which is, I think, not the best for my voice, but we'll test it out and we'll see when we get there. Shure Beta 57 is good to try. That one, the beta, right? I think the beta they tend to be a little bit more expensive. They go for like $150, but from what I hear, they're worth it. I choose the lows because I can walk to the Volcano Bay. It was 96 degrees today there. Okay, that's cool. Like I said, I mostly stayed in the Disney resorts, and I never, even though I had the Universal like yearly passes back when that was before Aiden. Honestly, once Aiden was born and life changed dramatically, there wasn't really that much time to, you know, be taking weekends off to Orlando. So that's when all my accounts kind of got suspended. Maybe one day I'll reactivate and start heading back up there for the weekends. On-off switches are nice unless you're on stage. Yeah. Oh, okay, so the beta has an on and off switch. Maybe that's the difference. Because yeah, I agree. Once you're on stage, nothing worse than you singing and like clicking off the microphone and nobody hears you and you have no idea. Downtown Disney is out there on West. No, it's out here on West. Guessing you're hanging out at Disney Springs. No, Rob, there's a Downtown Disney here in Orlando. So I'm believing they would have one in both, but there's definitely a Downtown Disney over here in Orlando. It's got Circus, am I saying that right? Cirque du Soleil? Yeah, something like that. That, whatever it is that I just butchered there, I think you guys got the drift. Cirque du Soleil. Yeah. It's got a bunch of stuff. Restaurants, Lego store. Like it's like an outdoor mall. It's an entire like. It's very close to like Typhoon Lagoon. Everything there in Orlando. Yeah, that's where I used to go. But it's cool to know because I need to hit up the one on the west side too. Okay, so Disney Springs used to be downtown Disney for so long. It's hard to get used to the new name. Oh, so now I guess I'm in the wrong because it's been past 5 years that I haven't been in that spot. So I guess they changed downtown Disney and they call it now Disney Springs. Okay, and you see that's funny because I had just mentioned it was so close to Typhoon Lagoon. So maybe they just decided to like lump sum all of that area into like water parks and everything like that. Oh, that sucks. Because to me, it's still downtown Disney. Okay, and well, you know, correction now so that everyone knows when I was mentioning that you can go to downtown Disney after the parks, I guess after the parks now you'd be going to Disney Springs and you could hang out there. He says, yes, it was Disney Springs. Was divided into two sections, Downtown Disney and Pleasure Island. Okay, so now I'm at a loss. I don't even know. I don't know if it was that it used to be called that and now it's Downtown Disney or it's reversed. Sly. I'm waiting for the Instapot from Sly to arrive as well. I assume you are sending one to everyone in the group, right? That's funny. I lost my dead cat for my Rode Pro microphone. Sent you a text with the pic of what I replaced it with. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's gonna be good. Okay, it says Troopers hanging in there in a no mic live stream. Yeah, that's to tell you, like, that's the Camera Junkie crew, man, and it was so cool. It was still a lot of fun because we were all engaged in chat and we're trying to troubleshoot like if we were like at a tech support, you know, and we're like what do you think it could be? And I'm like, and they're like, did you check this out? And we're trying everything, and it was just, honestly, it was just OBS. It was OBS. And once we said, you know what, remove everything, and what, like I said, once again, it was Peter who was like, Lewis, take everything out, just create a new scene and just create a new audio input device. And as soon as we did that, boom, it picked it up. And we're like, why it wouldn't pick up anything else? Let's not worry about it. We'll roll from there. Yes, my Instapot Pro hasn't been delivered yet, but I have faith. We're laughing at Rob. It says, absolutely, Rob. The caveat is to teach me to cook with it. Peter is struggling. I can't boil water. I thought he was joking. Are you serious, Lai? Like, you need help with cooking? Because that's even something I guess I take for granted. My mother was a very good cook, and I was always around her in the kitchen, so I picked up quite a few things. You know, I cook for myself, and I'm overweight, so I'm doing a good job. I need to do less cooking for myself. Steampunk or Flash Gordon Retro for your microphone? Well, when I first saw it, I saw steampunk, but it falls into the same category, I think. She bought the very last one already. I changed my dead cat to an old English bulldog. That one's good. That one's good, Richard. Sly made chicken, and it came out. Oh, she said horribly. Okay, Joey says Rode NT2 is my best microphone. Versatile, maybe not what you need. The NT2 is a shotgun microphone, right? Because that's the other thing. If it's like, it can't be, from what I understand, right? Because I'm in an untreated room, and I could be wrong because I'm still learning this. That's why I'm still researching, falling down the rabbit hole of audio and microphones. But if it's not like a Sennheiser, like what I think is $418,000, you know, shotgun microphone that's designed to literally kick out everything and just be like pencil thin when it comes to the section of audio that it picks up. Like anything that's subpar, being kind of that level, is not really gonna produce the sound that I want. That I would still just be better off getting like an SM7B dynamic microphone, just because I think a lot of it has to do with the design. The SM7B is kind of like top addressed, so to speak, like, you know, you speak onto the top of it. So, and that being dynamic, and the space that it has between the pop filter, the grill, and the actual capsule, comparative to a standard dynamic microphone being the SM58 or the 57, where even though they're dynamic, you can get like extremely close to them. That the SM7B, even if you're like how they say eating the microphone and you're all up on it, you're not really close enough to the capsule to actually create as much proximity effect that you can do with an SM57 or a 58. And that's why I think it's preferred by so many people, that even though if you get so close, you're never really gonna like beat up that microphone. But I believe the NT2 is a pencil shotgun microphone. Let me know if I'm right. I didn't know you could miscook chicken. Oh yeah, that's one thing. But you know, the joke was that she's boiling water. I mean, burning water, right, or something like that. So it's like that's where the joke comes into play. Mine is a dead mouse with reading glasses. Okay, says, was it better than Popeye's chicken? I'm not sure what we're talking about right now. If we're talking about Sly's cooking or somebody's sandwich. Sly makes a great cup of tea. You have to start teaching her to get better with everything else. Oh, then she definitely needs to subscribe to your channel, Peter, the cooking channel. That way you can help her out. Do you make tea in an Instapot? Hungry man made me dinner tonight. It was fine. Says my mixer is an Allen and a Heath Z10. Good preamps count. Yes. And that's one thing that I'm learning now. Actually, that's one thing. I'm impressed with the preamps that I get from this Depusheng mixer here, this China mixer, because I am getting the audio that I like out of the microphone, and just simple little tweaking with, you know, the lows, mids, and highs right into the mixer it's been working out well, and it's not really been. It hasn't been changing the quality of the audio, from what I can tell, especially like with the sound effects and the music, which is important. So if I know the music sounds the same and that the mixer's not changing it, then I also know that the preamps that I'm getting from the microphone are also good enough to be clear on, you know, representing what my voice sounds like. I'm not even gonna repeat that one, Scott. Joey is also a top of the line bread baker. Surprise! Look at everybody here baking bread. I don't cook at all. Peter just loves a challenge. Wow, I had no idea. Still learning. Sorry to ramble. No. Come on, Joey. No apologies here. No apologies. Had waffles this morning. 12 hours later, spaghetti and Arby's roast beef classic sandwich with Jamocha shake. I don't know about that. I think he's just... I don't know. Did you have a roast beef? I think you're just trolling Peter a little bit right there. Just trying to get him to want a Jamocha shake. I think you had a frappe mocha. And that's another thing. I went to McDonald's to get a frappe mocha. No frappes available today. Left. Right away. I'm like, I'm only here for the frappe. No coffee at Dunkin'? That's insane. Yeah, right? Like, America runs on Dunkin'. No, it don't. Excuse me, I choked a little bit on that one. Okay, this is exactly what happened. Supposedly, they closed Dunkin' Donuts at 10 o'clock. Why am I at Dunkin' Donuts, first of all? Because I already stopped at McDonald's and they didn't have the frappe mocha. So I'm like, hey, I just need to get me a coffee. Let me go to the place that the one staple thing that they have is coffee. So let me go to Dunkin' Donuts. I go to Dunkin' and I get there at 10. It was like 9:30. So I'm thinking they're closing at 10 o'clock. And they have me wait. And they're like, are you here for pickup? You know, like a pre-ordered order? And I'm like, no. And he's like, 1 second. And persists to have me wait for like 10, 15 minutes. Then when I come to get attended to, excuse me, when they actually address me on the microphone, I asked for some food. They weren't serving food. And I'm like, okay, not serving food, that's fine. Let me get an iced coffee. And they have no ice. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you have an ice machine that's constantly making ice. And you don't have ice for an iced coffee. Nope. So then when I asked what coffees they had available to see if maybe I can get some type of like latte or something, black coffee. I'm like, there's no reason for me to be here getting aggravated over this, and I just left. What can you do? And that's why I said, like, it's just, what can you do? Nothing. So that I'm not even worried about it. You are part of the family. You aren't rambling. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It says, and your awesome bread ain't half bad. Did you try it, Peter? Because now I'm jealous. Like, you got to taste his bread and everything. Lewis, I got the new lavalier. We'll try it tomorrow. I tried the tiny Odage ETM 001 in the last video and I didn't like it. Okay. But you see, at least you're just trying them out and now you're gonna know which one you like best. Rob says, any recommendations for a batch of 4K to 1080 converter on Mac? I'm using Final Cut Pro X. As I add some stabilizer, however, it could do that later. Use new different tools, however, happy with them. Are you trying to convert from 1080 to 4K? Because if that's what you're trying to do on Final Cut Pro, and let me know, because if you're trying to scale down, if you're trying to go from 4K footage and scale it down to 1080, I'll have to look into that. If you're trying to scale up and have 1080 convert to 4K, all you have to do is build a 4K timeline and use the 1080 footage, and Final Cut Pro is going to do all the magic and upscale it to a 4K file. And that's why I said I have to look into it, because if you're trying to do the reverse, if you're trying to go from 4K to 1080, to my understanding, all you have to do is the reverse. Build a 1080 timeline and use the files, and if it's 4K, it's just gonna grab whatever, but your final output is gonna be 1080 no matter what. So let me know if that helped. Now I'm coughing a little bit more. Peter's giving Joey the thumbs up. I like the eating part. Store-bought works just great for that. Okay. I'm really behind because I'm not sure what that was referencing to. How is your new Nikon Z6 II? Says learning a lot and loving it. Rob, Final Cut Pro is awesome. You can batch using compressor, other Apple program that runs queues while compressor is running. It frees up Final Cut Pro to do other stuff. Nice. Jay says, you're right, Lewis. I turned on noise cancellation. So that would probably be it, because it, like, you know, we're already recording pretty good files in our studio spaces here. So you're asking it, in Spanish it's called buscándole la quinta pata al gato, basically saying you're looking for the fifth leg on a cat, something that doesn't exist. So when you're sending a program to look for noise reduction when there's no noise there, what is it going to remove? It's going to start removing other things of your audio that you actually wanted there, but now it's thinking it needs to remove something because you click that little box to say remove noise because there's noise there. So that was it. If you know, I would most likely tell you, if you were to uncheck that and already have it leveled, then I would still recommend giving it that like 5 to 10 second runoff. You're gonna love Alphonic. Like, I'm completely convinced that even in the future I'm probably gonna start paying for the software, just because if I get to the point where I'm doing more than 2 hours of audio editing, then it's worth it. I also backed up my Mac before updating my Ecamm beta. That's how I installed the old version. You know what? I don't really use this computer for anything else, so that's a good. I'm gonna check my time machine, see if maybe I can skip it back to last week. Thanks for the info, man. Is the 55S the bird cage? I'm not sure what that is. I think you're talking about a microphone, but if it is, I'm not sure, because I don't remember. I don't think I mentioned the 55S. I'm not familiar with it. Okay. Is that clicking through? Okay. Thank you. Not sure why I didn't not think of that. I have 3 Mac Pros that can do some crunching into 1080. Yeah, and you have those, the Mac cans that you had told me, those tubes that you have linked through compressor, so definitely check it out. Oh, I got that little scratchiness stuck on the back of my throat. As the look similar to the mic Lewis is using, but it's vintage, goes all the way back to the 40s and 50s and later. Nice. So that's what he's talking about, the 55S. Slide reader up. Okay. I'll make you a ton of great recipes, given I'm a pressure cooker king. Oh, you see, there you go. Look at the support that you're getting here, Slide. This is awesome. You got Peter and Rob, and that's gonna be awesome. Says very cool. Never knew there was a Downtown Disney in Orlando. Now I have more reasons to come visit. Nice. See, like, I'm not sure still. I don't know if it's called Downtown Disney now or if it's called something else. Bring them on, Rob. says, I'm making videos for the kitchen channel and a lot of them will be IP stuff. There is no more downtown Disney here in Orlando. No more Pleasure Island either. They made it twice as big, and I guess they just called it all that Disney Springs. Okay, thanks for the clarification, Charles. It says we'll send some recipes for the channel. We got a thumbs up. Fence my something. Okay. YouTube University works wonders, teaching us how to cook on an Instapot. That is very true. It says the NT2 should be a nice 300 to 450 I guess dollar condenser microphone. Here's the scratchiness. You know when the like saliva goes down the wrong pipe and then it just stays there scratchy in the back of your throat? I recently dropped my dead cat in a haunted mansion queue at Disneyland. Lucky some folks asked me if I had dropped my squirrel and I was able to recover it. It's $40, man. That's so Did you drop your squirrel? I think you're missing your hamster, sir. Some of you might get that joke. A la Richard Gere. Alright. Joey. It says, think of a mic like a camera. Room temperature, no, room treatment or not. SM7, you will need a cloud lifter or preamp, specialized setup and price. Other Dynamics 57, 58 aren't like that typically out of the box. Well, I think that's the big thing. I believe the reason why the legendary sound of the SM7B is because it's a transformerless dynamic microphone. And I believe the 57 and the 58, even though they are still dynamic, have transformers in them to actually give a presence boost in both of those microphones that tend to work better. And because of the proximity effect, they're, you know, like you said, straight out of the box. But people tend to like the SM7Bs because of the sound, and that's why they need the preamp, because they are transformerless. Allen and Heath has always been a good company that makes mixers, just like Soundcraft. Used the Sigma 16mm f1.4 on my Sony A6100 last 2 times at night. Lots of ghost fro lights, lots of ghosting in the lights. I think Mark Twain Riverboat thought on how, why is the time is all over it. That's how I connect on what you can do to prevent the ghosting. It says, Rob, do you have any filters on the lens? Yeah, if you have a filter on the lens, even for protection, you're gonna most likely get ghosting. I got ghosting one time on my Zeiss 55 on a shot that I really liked, and I was just so upset that just got this weird light flare in it. Ever since then, I stopped using filters, unless I'm outdoors on the beach just for protection. It says machine goes down all the time. Yes, I ate all of that today because I was upset and I didn't get my frappe mocha. You see, like, that's what I was telling you. Like, I left McDonald's a little, like, just, yeah, a little deflated, you know, just like these people. First the ice cream machines, now the mocha machines. What's next? Sounds like whoever makes McDonald's ice cream machines also makes half of their coffee machines. I just said that. That's so funny. How you doing, Raven? Nice to have you here. It was really cool to see you on the live stream yesterday. Peter's laughing at that. Yeah, Duncan likes to start closing early. Yeah, that was real early, you know, like if you're supposed to be open for a half an hour and I show up and you put me on hold for 15 minutes and then tell me that all you have is black coffee. Look, you know what? Let's I think you saw it on my face right there. Oh man. Let's not even go there. This is done. It's over with. We're having fun. We're on the live stream. That's why I thank you guys. You guys are awesome. But this makes my night, makes my day, makes my week to be able to hang out with you guys here. Just, and even if it is to vent about these Dunkin' employees, I told them too. I was like, I usually, you know, I'm very easy. Like, for instance, the guy told me, I need you to wait, and I waited 15 minutes because, hey, we're all human. Look, let me just leave it there. I'm not gonna say anything else. Oh man. But Lewis had a problem with Duncan tonight getting his coffee. Yep. During the day I used an ND filter. However, at night no filter. Is there something that could do to add help with the ghosting? Rob, what I'm gonna tell you to do, if you're using the Sigma and if you're getting ghosting, turn off IBIS. I know it's gonna seem counterintuitive. Turn off IBIS. Turn off IBIS on the camera. Try that out with the Sigma 16 1.4 at 1.4. Whenever you go to take an image, try to make sure that it's at least 1/60th in the shutter and higher, you know, as best as you can. Don't be so afraid of, you know, hitting up the ISO a little bit. I keep mine to like 3200 at max. You have the A6100. Yeah, I think you'll be much happier with, excuse me, I think you'll be much happier with the grain structure, even though you get a little graininess in a dark photo. Even if you have to crank the ISO to 3200, maybe even 64, but I think it will totally remove the ghosting, because the ghosting that you're getting is probably caused by the actual IBIS trying to steady the image with low light. But remember, low light and an f1.4 aperture would still get great images in low light on film. And to my understanding, all film cameras never had IBIS. They never had like any in-body stabilization when it comes to film, right? So it's not something that it sounds like it would work, but most likely it would. And let me know if that works for you. Like I said, it sounds counterintuitive, but I think you're gonna be messaging me back and be like, wow, I didn't think about it. But yeah, went into the settings, turned off the little shaking hand, the steady shot from the Sony, and just use it as a fixed sensor with a fixed lens that also doesn't have stabilization, and I think you'll be good. Says Rob, why are you getting ghosting? I think it's the IBIS. Says I'll post a sample on the Peter Greg group so you can see what I mean. Hopefully we can figure it out. Hopefully I did. Hopefully I can help you out. Filters can and will cause light to bounce between backside of the filters and the front element of the lens, maybe causing the problems. But I am being non-committing. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to cough this out like intentionally, because I have it here and it's like tickling my throat, that it feels like every word that I'm about to say is about to send me into a dry cough. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, Jake's giving a winky eye here. This is only at night, no filters on. The itchy throat is due to the lack of good coffee. I wish I had a rebuttal. I wish I had something to say. You know what? No, but I think you're right. It says, if you have a scratchy throat, drink a shot of whiskey. I don't have. That's one thing I don't have here at my new location. I used to have a full bar. I have like no alcohol here, so I don't have anything, but I should have some wild turkey or something like, even if it is just for coughs, some lemons. That's a old time remedy. You would take equal parts whiskey, lemon juice freshly squeezed, and honey. So let's just say you would add an ounce of each, so that it's equal parts, and then you just mix it until it was just like this brown elixir, and you would take small swigs of the syrup, cough syrup, but you would try to like suck on it like if it was like a candy, you know, and trying to like swoosh it all over on the back of your throat so that it can create a coating, like if you were sucking on a Ricola, you know, lozenge. And with that, the honey and the lemon allow you to, like, you know, actually consume it, but as it coats the throat for any bacteria, the bourbon will just sit there and kill it with the lemon. And that's something that we learned, well, that I learned while bartending, is called Grandpa's cough syrup, which is whenever I felt bad as a bartender and I knew like, oh, I feel like tomorrow I'm gonna be sick, I would drink that the day before, get a little bit of buzz, go to sleep, and wake up like a brand new person the next day. So I highly recommend it if you're within age to be able to take that syrup. Says, I totally agree. No itchy throat here, and yet I'm still enjoying some whiskey. You're making me jealous. I'll try turning off IBIS for the ghosting, and keep in mind it's a video, not photo. However, makes total sense. If it's for video, yeah, probably even more. So check it out. Hopefully I'm right. It'll be like, another one. So I'll try it on my trip on July 4th to Disneyland. What I would tell you to do, Rob, is do not wait till you're at Disneyland to try to fix a problem while you're recording while you're there. You know, tomorrow or even tonight, there will be plenty of darkness. Try to set the settings and test it out at your house before you get to Disneyland. And try to see if you can reproduce the ghosting with the way the camera is right now. And if you can, then turn off the IBIS and try to run the same exact test to see if that removes it. Highly recommend you do it before you get to Disneyland. Lewis as a singer, oh, I gotta read this. Hold on. Lewis as a singer, I can tell you that coffee will totally dry out your throat and makes it dry as toast. See? So maybe I shouldn't have been drinking coffee to try to get rid of this cough. Says we're never says we are never allowed to drink coffee and milk before singing. Same for talking. But another thing is, oh man, they say that if you drink water, it should be room temperature, it should be nothing cold, you know, for singing. At least for singing, I know. And I've been drinking iced mocha lattes before the live streams. Okay, that was not okay. I use water with a spoon of lemon. Also, tea with honey is good too. or as Charles says, whiskey or tequila. Yep, all the good stuff. Grandpa's syrup is how I made it through COVID, man. I swear it makes a difference when I'm not feeling great. That's funny. Says, you're right, Lewis. It's always tough to recreate the same settings as when it's in the park. However, I will try to replicate settings here before I go. Yes, I do recommend that. Alright, I think I'm all caught up. Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions or anything that you want me to talk about before I close out. But yeah, I think with my throat thing and everything like that, I'm just gonna call it here for tonight. As always, I appreciate all of you guys hanging out here to spend the time with me, your most precious commodity. There are a couple of things that I wanted to mention before we go, so if you do have a question, put it in now so that I can get to it. Yes, news for the week. Something that I've been working on, which I think I'll be able to demonstrate next week, because if I'm correct, I should be getting my new MrCameraJunkie apparel coming in this week. So it was something that it was a couple of weeks ago where I was on Heather Ramirez live stream, and I said something which is part of, you know, my channel overall message here on the MrCameraJunkie, which is upgrade your skills before your gear. So when I mentioned it on her live stream, for some reason it just clicked with me a little different, and I got to work right away. I spoke to another creative on the platform, Ricky. He knew about it, Filmtopia, which Peter, I believe, he's the guy with the horns, Filmtopia. So I was on the phone with Ricky, and I was explaining to him that it hit me of the slogan of upgrade your gear. Upgrade your skills. So let me see if I can get over here, if I can bring the iPad. Let's see here. Is this it? Oh, it's not connecting. Let me see if I can get it to go. No, it's not picking it up. Doesn't seem like it. I think I need to get a new cable. Come on. I'm gonna try it one more time. Nope, definitely not bringing the iPad up today. Thank you, update on eCam. See, these are the things, like, it's connected, it's showing that it's connected via the iPad, but it's not connecting. It says it's there, it's powered up, yet no signal feed. What I was going to try to show you was the website, but I guess I'll leave it for next week to actually show you the website. It's a company called Press and Sew, and the one big thing about Press and Sew is the quality of the apparel. Now, they're using the highest quality fabrics, and the ink and the quality of the print will most likely outlast the life of the shirt. So I wanted to make sure that if you guys were gonna pick something up as far as, you know, MrCameraJunkie apparel, that it was gonna be of the highest quality, and I am fully, like, secure in my experience with apparel, my brother does this, does silk screening and embroidery. So with the knowledge that I know, and asking my brother to confirm. Okay, I think that might have cleared something up. With that being said, I rest assured with this company and with the couple who runs this small business, Sylvia and Andrew, from Press and Sew. Just an amazing couple. I was able to speak with them before we moved on with the business, and just having a simple conversation. Amazing people, all part of this, the movement that we're creating here and building the channel. So it is my first design with Press and Sew, but there's gonna be more to come because it's just starting from there. I'm really happy and ecstatic about the opportunity of working with this company, and I just see it as like a win-win-win, because if you want to grab something, I want to make sure that it's the highest quality. It helps me out and the growth of the channel. You get a high quality t-shirt. People love the material. A lot of people sleep in their shirts because they love the way that the cotton feels on it. And you're also helping a small business that's actually growing, and they're right from upstate. They're just up in Jacksonville, Florida. So I know that I'll be able to get to meet them in person pretty soon. It's a great company, and right now I just started with a simple design, not really based around photography, but based around a slogan that I use here on the channel, but that also represents or could represent a lot of different things when it comes to upgrading your skills. So that's what it says. It says upgrading your skills. It's like a small red like text over a black or a gray t-shirt, and that's the first one. I really like the message that it represents, and it's just a start on this venture, on one of the many ways of expressing myself creatively through this channel. So I'll be getting into more details next week. I'll be able to show you the website. It's already up and running, and I should be getting my shirts this week. I'll probably gonna be wearing the shirt next live stream. So with that being said, let me see back on the stream. Eating loads of M&Ms during the live stream seems to make the host happy. I've witnessed this myself. Rob saying, great stream, buddy. Have a great night, everyone. It was good to finally catch a full stream. Thanks for starting early. Hey, Jake, I am, I haven't changed it on my banner, but I am actually starting now at 10:55. That's been my new time. And I also like it as well. Because even if it does run a little bit long like this, we're not reaching 2 o'clock in the morning over here at the East Coast. We're still within 1 o'clock, and we get to hang out. We get new people like you. We have Jake here, so that's always makes things better. Saying later, Rob. Large diaphragm condenser microphones, XLR using phantom power will give you the best results by far. That being said, I think your voice will sound really good with the SM7B setup. Thanks, man. That it just makes it a little bit harder, right? To not go for it. But that's the whole thing. Right now, I'm happy with this. That allows me to save up or maybe find a really good deal on SM7B. It says press and sew or sew and press. Press, the letter N, sew, S-O-W, as in like you reap what you sow. So it's press and sew. A Christian couple as well, but just an amazing couple, and they really make high quality apparel. So I'm super ecstatic to be able to bring that to you guys, so that if you're interested in getting those shirts, they are available. And like I said, it helps the channel, it helps a small business, and you're also, I know that you'll be getting something high quality that's gonna stand the test of time. Even though it's a t-shirt, you know, I want to be able to say, you know what, it's quality control is probably the hardest thing to deal with when it comes to these print on demand, you know, companies, when it comes to the shirts. Because even though I put my design with Teespring or Spreadshirt and things like that, the quality control from where you're located, you know, it's gonna be the order is gonna be filled by the closest location to you. And when it comes to that, it's really hard to have the quality control to guarantee that each location is going to be giving you the same quality of apparel. And that's something that I know I don't have to worry about with Press and Sew, because they are legit. They're at the top of the game when it comes to the quality of the materials that they use and the quality of the print. So that's why I'm super ecstatic, and like, it just allows me to not have to worry about that, and know that whatever future design that I bring to them, I'm gonna be getting that high quality, you know, fabric and print, so that I don't have to worry about it, which allows me to have one less thing to worry about if I'm putting my name on it and telling you guys, hey, you know what, you're gonna be super happy with that product, comparative to getting something that's gonna break apart on you, you know, a month after you purchased it. So that means a lot to me, because that's how much you guys mean to me. You know, I don't ever want to be like advertising something that I wouldn't use myself. So these are shirts that I will use myself. I'm so excited, I can't stop talking about it. But yeah, that was one thing. And next week I'll be able to, but you could actually check it out. You can go on pressandsew.com and you should be able to find it. You'll see a lot of the affiliate content creators that have their apparel with them, and you'll see me towards the bottom under MCJ Photography if you would like to check it out. So all right. Oh yep, it's at, see, Press and Sew or Press and Sew. It's Press and Sew, and there's no spaces. So just like the way yep, just like that, Press and Sew, but no spaces in the N or anything, and you'll find it. Sly saying thanks to Jake. Callie's in the house saying hi to me. How are you, Callie? Nice to have you here. We're closing things down tonight. It says good to know about the start time. It says no problem. It says Lewis, your shirt's on their website. Yes, you go to the website and you'll be able to see, like I said, all the affiliates. Just scroll down on the main page, and I think I'm the newest affiliate, so I'm at the bottom. You'll see the MCJ Photography. You click the icon and you'll see the shirts that I'm talking about. It's just a start, but I'm happy with the way that they came out. I'm thinking that my next design gonna have to do something with the MrCameraJunkie crew, so that if you want to pick that up and be part of the MrCameraJunkie crew, that you'll have something, like I said, high quality, and I'm working on that design next. It says your shirts are live on their website. Yes, I just got the confirmation today. That's why I wanted to mention it. I wanted to at least show the website, but the iPad decided not to work. What can you do? And they look awesome. Thank you, Sly. It says, man, the black one looks good. I just like the slogan, because even though my channel is based on photography, I think the saying itself, upgrade your skills, could be applied to so many things. Like, you think about, you know, high school sports or anything like that. It's almost like a Nike's Just Do It. Is just upgrade your skills in whatever it is that you're doing, right? If you're serious about it, upgrade your skills, because that's where it's at. You know, just to mention it here, hold on. I was on a live stream, or was witnessing a live stream. I was watching a live stream where a friend of ours through the community of Ecamm and Let's Get Live, Keith Pelsner, he was mentioning about bicycle riders, right? And when people get into riding bikes, that they go out and they buy all the gear that's like matching, and that's one of the like ways that you can tell somebody's new to like that sport, because they don't have the skills, they just have like the gear. You know, so it applies in so many ways. It's like, you know, you upgrade your skills before your gear. And it's because the slogan, I have to change my banner, says upgrade your skills, not your gear. But not your gear is incorrect. That's why I've been even correcting myself and saying upgrade your skills before your gear, because there is a need to upgrade your gear. But when you need to upgrade your gear is so critical. And if you have the appropriate skills, then you yourself will know when that critical time is. When it is that you say, you know what, I need this because I'm causing a hindrance to myself comparative to, you know what, that can hold off. Like me with my Mac M1 Mini. So I'll leave it at that. Look who came in. I was just talking about you. Look at this. That is so good. Look at Sylvia Nixon. Everyone say hello to Sylvia. This is half of the Press and Sew team, and I was just talking about you and how excited I am to be working with you guys, and the quality of your shirts, and you know, your process, and how I don't have to worry about lack of quality, you know, or quality control, and that I'm just so excited to move forward with you guys and to be putting up more styles and more designs on the website there to build up the repertoire. So it's so cool to have you here, because I'm closing out the show and I was just talking about it. My iPad did not want to pull up your website, but I still got the message across and people were checking it out. It says amen on that. That's what I preach to my students all day. That's cool, man. Upgrade your skills. You see, like, and you see, look, he's talking about students. I wasn't even thinking about school. Oh man. Like, it's so universal, and that's why I'm excited for the opportunity and to see where it goes from here. See, Sylvia Nixon, Press and Sew. That's so cool. It's just so funny. I was thinking about Rob today, and he shows up on the live stream. I was just talking about Sylvia and Andrew, and shows up on the live stream. I need to just start talking about a lot more things on my live stream, right? Just so they can show up. So let's see what I come up with for next week. It says, hi Sylvia, nice website. Says, I will talk to you tomorrow to Chocolate Twist Yoga. Oh, so it looks like Chocolate Twist Yoga, Callie, she might be the next one to link up with Press and Sew. I'll see what you have coming up. Definitely gonna check it out. But everyone, we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. As always, I thank you for spending your most precious commodity, which is your time, with me. If you haven't already, if you've forgotten, make sure to hit the like button. That is highly appreciated. And I wish you all a safe and happy week. Take care of yourselves. Get some rest, because we're going to do it all over again next Saturday at 10:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to run it. And like always, I'm going to finish tonight off with the outro. Have a great night, and I will see you next week. Photography tip of the day. Today's tip has to do with batteries. What I do is I number all of my batteries. This helps me use them in sequence, allowing me to get the next number in order, guaranteeing me a fresh, fully charged battery. It also allows me to pinpoint a defective battery in the bunch. MrCameraJunkie's tip of the day.